The Second World War wasn't a standalone conflict. It was the unvarnished sequel to World War I. People fixate on big World War II moments like Barbarossa or D-Day, but you can't grasp the real historical logic without looking back 20 years at the hidden crises brewing after the First World War. Without Second World War, the First War would have just been called the Great War. Their names are nearly identical because World War I core conflicts were never resolved. The Treaty of Versailles maintained a thin veneer of peace, but instead of reconciling disputes, the Allies used it to punish Germany. France sought self-preservation by stripping German territory, colonies, and resources, while forcing Germany to accept sole war guilt. To a devastated German public, this was an unbearable humiliation. Gutted by hyper-reparations and military limits, citizens didn't reflect on the war. They despised the order. Anyone promising to tear up the treaty became a hero. Hitler's rise was directly fueled by Versailles. Meanwhile, victors Britain and France were bled dry. Having lost an entire generation at the Somme and Verdun, France had to import 2 million foreign workers by 1920 just to run factories. Traumatized, burdened with U.S. debt, and terrified of another conflict, both nations adopted a policy of appeasement. The fall of the Austro-Hungarian and Ottoman empires created new nations like Poland and Czechoslovakia. Allied leaders drew arbitrary borders, trapping ethnic groups together and creating a power vacuum in Central Europe. Millions of ethnic Germans outside Germany gave Hitler the perfect pretext to annex neighboring lands under the guise of rescuing overseas Germans. Finally, the League of Nations was a paper tiger. Lacking a standing army, sidelined by U.S. isolationism, and excluding the Soviets, it relied on weak economic sanctions. When Mussolini invaded Ethiopia and Japan invaded Manchuria, the League's toothless condemnations only emboldened aggressors. The post-World War I order was a fake peace. It simply restacked a powder keg. World War II wasn't a sudden burst of madness in 1939. The path to war was set the moment the treaty was signed in 1919.